Hey guys, welcome to my home. Today I will be writing my Christmas week menu plans. Come on down to the countertop with me. A few weeks ago I did a video about creating this holiday planner, so I'll be using that today. I haven't really been using it much, but there are a few things written in the November section, but I haven't really opened it much for this. So I'm going to write down when my guests are here, and I'm going to write down what meals we're going to have, and then when the time comes that I'm putting the meals on the dinner table, I'm going to write on a whiteboard for tasks that my guests can help me with. Since my guests are my adult children, and I know they struggle with ADD and autism spectrum and the executive function and figuring out where do I help, what needs to be done. I'm going to take my menu plan for each day on a separate sheet, and then I'm going to put it on, tape it beside or magnet it beside the whiteboard, and then each meal will have tasks that they can just step up and help with. If it's written down, they don't have to stop and ponder, they can just do it. Because of course the ADD or autism spectrum stuff came from somewhere. Mom has a bit of trouble with executive function too. So by taking the time to plan this out, I won't have to scramble my brain or stress myself at the last minute trying to figure out what is it I need help with. I'll have it all planned out ahead of time, and they can just step in where there's a note of what they can do to help. So here is our calendar. On Friday, I'm going to set this aside for a second so it's not distracting. On Friday, the 22nd, we're going to have two of my kids are going to be here for dinner. And then on the 23rd, we're going to have all of my kids and 7 of us for dinner. But these two will also be here for breakfast and lunch. And then for the 24th, 3 meals times 7 each. 25th is going to be my, it's probably going to be 2 meals, and one of them is a feast. And that's for 7 people. 26th, we're going to be back to the 3 meals times 7 each. And the 27th, we're going to have breakfast. Breakfast times 7. And then lunch, I will probably be on the road and they can figure it out. And I'll be back in time for dinner times 4 at that point, because this one family is a group of 3. I'm not sure what's going on for 28, 29, 30. I don't know if my oldest 2 kids are staying for those days or if they're going home on the 27th or whatever. But my kids all go back to work on January 2nd. All right, so let's start with this. I'm going to have my eldest 2 with us for dinner. So what I'm going to do, let's move the whiteboard out of the way. So what I'm going to do is take my date and mark it at the top of the page. And then I'm going to write down what I need to have dinner times 4 people. And I'll just do that as I go through this whole process. The 22nd, dinner for 4 of us. We could have burgers or sausage on a bun. That's actually a good one. Now that means I'm going to have to, and I'm going to write a shopping list down here. That'll be gluten-free buns and sausage and regular buns. But that's it. That's it for that meal. We might even already have some of this stuff in the house. And then I'm going to write down what can they help with. I'm going to need someone to cut some cheese slices, put the condiments out, and then of course put condiments away, and load dishwasher and wash table and counters. And that's simple for that one. So that's the 22nd. And I'm just going to go through the process exactly the same. Now for the 23rd, there's going to be, for breakfast there will be 4, and we can do toast and eggs. Toast sausage eggs. My shopping list, I'm going to need a loaf of bread or bagels for my guests. I already have gluten-free bread in the freezer. And I will put someone on toaster, someone else on sausage and eggs, sausage in I'll put that electric frying pan so they can do that on the countertop. And I'll do eggs on the, somebody will do eggs on the stove. And that's that. There's 3 tasks. And clean up. Lunch times 3. I will be on the road because none of my kids drive and I have to go pick them up. Lunch times 3. They can have chicken salad sandwiches. I'll write tuna / chicken salad sandwich. I will need bread again. And we have chicken and we have tuna. And it doesn't have to be elaborate. They're just my kids. It's not like I'm feeding the queen. So let's go with somebody's going to need to make sandwiches and someone's going to need to clean up. Dinner times 7. What if I do something in the crock pot for this day? Because I can put something in the crock pot early in the morning. Oh, this is easy. I have meatballs in my freezer. We'll just have spaghetti and meatballs. So I need to have some gluten-free pasta. I think I have some already. And regular pasta. Someone's going to need to grate the cheese. Someone's going to need to boil pasta. And someone's going to need to do cleanup. And I'll load the dishwasher on that. There we go. That should take care of that. That's day 24. Or day 23. So I'm just going to continue through the process like this. What else have I got? So the 24th, I started writing my 24th and I recognized that I did my layout wrong. So I'm going to go 24th and write this again. There's my shopping. And I'm going to have breakfast times 7. We're going to do pancake and sausage. I either need to make or buy regular pancake mix and make or buy gluten-free pancake mix. If I can find a good gluten-free pancake mix, I won't even bother with the regular because everyone in the house will eat the gluten-free. And then I need apple and orange juice. And that means I need to buy apple and OJ. So I will need someone to run the electric frying pan. We'll call it electric pancake. Oh. And let's make that look like a and someone on stovetop for sausage. And then someone to clean up. And by that point we'll probably need dishwasher at least loaded. Lunch. I decided grilled cheese sandwiches with tomato vegetable soup from my pantry. Sandwiches on the electric and soup on stove. Dinner times 7. This is Christmas Eve. This tends to be appetizers. You know, charcuterie. I don't even know how to spell charcuterie. Let's go with that. So someone needs to prep appies in toaster oven. Prep shaku on counter. Oh, I haven't been adding set table in any of this, but someone else can set the table while we do this and clean up. All right, so that's Christmas Eve. You notice I'm not doing any baking during all of this time. I will pause right now and allow that baking. Is there anything that needs to be done? My son is making an apple pie or apple crisp or something. So we'll write apple dessert and then I'll write when, so they can fit that in. We have a bunch of cookies in the freezer already. Cookies, defrosted. What else do we have? Prepare. So let's go prep stuffing bread. Now that's before we add any of the wet ingredients. We can prepare the breadcrumbs or the bread, the toast, you know, the toasted bits. what are your traditions about Christmas morning? Do you eat first? Do you open gifts first? Do you have any routine at all? Do you open gifts Christmas Eve? Do you open Christmas gifts after dinner on Christmas Day? What is your routine with that? In our house, breakfast first. Always breakfast first. Then we do gifts. Then we have usually an early feast. So we might not even have a lunch. So we'll have some snacks. And then feast. And I try to aim around 3 o'clock. That way we can have our snacks, a later breakfast or a larger breakfast, and then we can have our snacks and whatever treats are in the stockings, and then our feast. And then dessert. Sometimes dessert will come at 7 o'clock, so it's a bit of a delay. Breakfast on this day will be potato O'Brien. Let's honor that and put a capital B on Brian. Potato O'Brien, casserole, or basically egg scramble. I don't know if I have to buy anything else for this. Let's write down shopping. But this is basically potatoes O'Brien that I just did a video for recently. I'll link that in the cards above and in the description below. So potatoes O'Brien with egg, that's basically you cook up the potatoes O'Brien hash brown style, and when they're nicely browned you throw in a pile of scrambled up eggs, and you just let that sit until everything cooks. Then when you go to eat, it's one dish, it's easy. You can put ketchup or mayonnaise on top of it, whichever you prefer, and that's going to be with milk or apple juice, because some of us can't eat apples or eggs and oranges at the same time. Milk and apple juice. So I need to have milk, apple juice again. Oh, and toast. This is good with toast. So that means more bread by now. I'm going to need a second loaf of bread, and I'm going to need some more gluten-free bread, or we just do without. I know what these notes mean. GF is gluten-free. We do our gifts, and so that means we have to clean up. Should be easy. If it's a one-pot meal, you just do that in a giant frying pan, or and we can chop sausages into that too. We do this in a giant frying pan, or an electric frying pan and a giant frying pan. We'll figure it out as we go. And clean up. And then gifts. So I'll figure out what else do we need. We need someone on toaster. And this is a little scattered. This is the ADD coming out. Someone on the toaster, someone on the fry pan. And clean up. We don't typically set the table. We'll do it buffet style. So you have your plate, you come into the kitchen, and you work from there. I will set up a plan for that too. So my kitchen is shaped like, here's my fridge, here's my stove, here's a counter, here's a counter, here's a counter, here's a counter. So we'll set it up so that the cooking all happens here and here. Oh, maybe I'll put cooking over here. If I put the cooking over here, cook counter over here, then this can leave this for the buffet setup for the duration of the visits. My sinks are here, my dishwasher's here, so that still allows someone to get in and out of the fridge. That still allows someone to operate this corner, which actually works this counter, and this will work this counter, and then everything gets set up here, which is across this way. That'll be fine. I'll do that. I'll set up my buffet on this extension, and I'll set, this is decorative, not usually functional, but I can set it up so that we can cook over there. Right now that has chicken care things on it. We'll just have to move the chicken care so that we can use that countertop. And that will allow us to have two bums in the kitchen. One there and one there. Yes, I have a plan. It's good for me to have thought this out ahead of time, because now I don't have to go, oh, there's too many people in my space, and get all stressed out and flustered. If I plan this out ahead of time, I know exactly where there's an electrical outlet. I can plug in my electric frying pan right here. I know where the stove and the pots and pans and everything are. I can have someone occupy this. Yeah, and if someone's occupying the toddler while we're doing this, then that's another task that needs to be done every mealtime. And I don't want her just to be in front of the television. I'd like to see her entertained, but we'll deal with it. So that's going to have to work every day. I'll make sure that's set up. Okay, Christmas Day snacks. Let's get out fruit and veg so that it's nutritious snacks. Milk, juice, water. The feast at 3 p.m. This is going to be a bit more of a challenge. So we have the turkey in the oven. That's Mom's duty. And we're going to have a ham in the crock pot. And we're going to have of course, potatoes. So these need to be peeled. And we're going to, mash. So there's 2 tasks. And we're going to have probably frozen corn, so that, or canned corn. I'll write frozen because we've got a huge quantity that we can use that for. Frozen corn, and that's just boil. And someone needs to cook these things too. So this is very scattered right now and scrambled looking, but I can write it out more neatly afterwards. This is my rough draft, and I will then transfer those things over to that dry erase board. What else do I need? Stuffing. It needs to go up there with the turkey. And let's do another veg. I'll just write second veg. I'm not sure what it'll be just yet. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts won't go over well. Carrots. Yeah, I have canned carrots. That will cook very easily. I can buy fresh ones as well and have to give somebody else a task to do. I'd rather not. Let's keep the tasks minimal. And then gravy. And that needs to be cooked. And you know what? I can get someone, this is going to be scratched off. I already have my turkey, my ham, my potatoes, my corn, and my veg, and gravy. I've got everything to make those, so there's no shopping required for this section. Let's get extra fruit and veg. Maybe buy some platters. And by then we might need to buy more milk, because there'll be a toddler in the house who drinks milk. Set buffet. I don't even know what else I need help with on that day, on that particular meal. Clean up for sure. And then dessert. This will be easy. They're prepped ahead. And then I will need buffet. So now that I've decided how I'm doing this, I'm going to have to go back and set up the buffet to every one of those lists, which is equal to setting the table. Set up. And I will put out a dish for silverware, or maybe, yeah, I'll put out some kind of dish for the silverware so it's not scattered all over the place. I'll put out napkins and plates and all of that. We'll probably have the glasses on the table and the juice jugs on the table. Then no one's walking across the house with a full glass and a plate and the risk of knocking into somebody. This is a little bit of a rambunctious bunch because of the ADD and ADHD. And a toddler and a dog. You know, it's better if the juice is already, or the beverages are already at the table. Oh, ice. Make some more ice. I'm going to write this down. Keep ice trays filled. I have to add that, and set buffet. I'll add that to my notes when I go and do a final draft. And then clean up, hand wash, because some of these dishes will need to be hand washed. And that'll be that. And dishwasher. So then that's Christmas Day. All done. That's the big day. That's the big worry. Now on to, and that was for 7 people. Now on to the 26th. This is what I like. I'm going to show you what I like to do with this one. So breakfast, probably sausage and eggs again. We have a lot of eggs, so that's not a problem. Eggs. And write my list with toast. So someone needs to be on the stove. Someone needs to be on the toaster. And someone needs to be on the electric frying pan. And then someone needs to clean up. Buffet, dishwasher. Lunch can be ham sandwiches, ham leftovers. Oh, nope. Ham leftovers are going here. No more sausages. Ham leftovers or sausage. It depends on how much is left. So that means lunch will be more veg and fruit, cheese, crackers. That makes that very light, and usually people are eating more lightly on the day after Christmas anyways. And dinner, this is one of my favorites. When we're putting away that Christmas feast, we do this. We'll make a turkey style, a turkey shepherd's pie style. It's turkey and gravy in the bottom so the turkey doesn't dry out. Then we put vegetables, and if there's stuffing left over, we'll put stuffing on top of that. Then we'll put a layer of mashed potatoes on top of that, and either breadcrumbs, seasoned breadcrumbs, or cheese, shredded cheese, or we'll just fluff the potatoes with the tip of a fork and put that, some butter on that, put that in the oven, and that heats through and it serves everybody, and it's fantastic. You just put it in a roasting pan or a suitable pie pan or whatever dish you want, and it just goes in the oven. So that won't even require any work. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm starting to lose my voice from talking. And then juice, milk. I think I'll be drinking a lot of milk this week. I will need someone to oven the shepherd's pie. I will need someone on buffet. I will need someone on, I'm calling it a buffet, but really it's where we're setting out our dishes. And someone on cleanup, hand wash, the dishes that are too big to go in the oven or in the dishwasher, and dishwasher. And the final day that I'm really going to schedule for is the 27th, and that will be breakfast for 7 people times 7, and maybe that day we can have oatmeal. At no point have we had oatmeal during this, or eggs. We'll see what people want. Some of my kids don't do well with eggs, so they might have had enough eggs. And if we have any pancakes left over, when we have pancakes the first time, we might even make extra pancakes. We can freeze them. So those are frozen pancakes, and we just throw them in a frying pan or the toaster oven to warm them up. So someone needs to cook, and someone needs to fry pan if we do that. And someone needs to buffet breakfast, and someone needs to clean up, someone needs to hand wash, someone needs to dishwasher. I'm going to have to make a note on this hand wash thing. Anyone who does the hand wash also has to clean, or add an additional table wipe. Oops, squeeze it in there. And then I will be on the road to take 3 of the guests home, so there will be lunch for 3. That'll be my 2 kids and my husband, and they can fend. Let's call that a Fens Day. They can fix what they want for lunch. And then dinner, when I get home, dinner for 4. I don't have anything written on here for shopping because we will have all the leftovers. We won't have anything, we won't need to buy anything. And if I do, I can just pick something random up on the 27th while I'm driving these guys home. dinner for 4 after I've been away all day. I don't want to do leftovers too often. And my kids are not fond of pea soup. My husband and I are, but the kids are not. So that won't be a good, that won't go over really well. I'll make up a meal that we call sausage pasta. Really, really easy. It's dinner sausages, so I should make sure I've got dinner sausages. Right, I'm going to write that on my list over here so I can put it in the other menu. The other shopping list, sorry. And we'll have dinner sausages. And that goes with pasta. I've got some gluten-free pasta ready to go. And I'll use a cream sauce with peppers and onions. I might even put a potato O'Brien in there. And, we could do that. Potato O'Brien instead of pasta. Or O'Brien. So I'll write sausage pasta or O'Brien. Then at the last minute we can decide, do we want potatoes or do we want noodles? And again, I need someone to cook, someone to clean up, someone to buffet, someone to clean up, someone to dishwasher, and the tables and counters. I'll have to add that. By writing this out, I now know what tasks I can offer the helping hands. But there's no peeling of vegetables except the potatoes, and I didn't even write that down. Did I write that down? That'll be on the 25th. Oh yeah, I wrote down potatoes, peel, mash and cook and mash, so I'll just have to tidy that up. But now I have my list. I know this is going to appear upside down to you guys. I want to have someone electric, frying pan, toaster. There's always going to be buffet. I'm going to add glasses on the table. How can I say that in one simple word? Set glasses. Set drinks. Then there's going to be clean up and leftovers, dishwasher, hand wash, and also there will be toddler duty. There we go. I was originally thinking that I would take this is another option, I guess. I was going to take my meal plan and magnet it to the board and then have the tasks written down, but this is pretty much consistent for the whole week without me having to pause and do this task, so I've removed a task from my to-do list. That should be fine. They should be able to come in and assist with that at any point. All I have to say is, where's my helpers? I need my team. And then we should be good to go. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I hope you got some ideas for feeding your crew or your house full of guests when you have company over, and how to pull it off a little more smoothly. A little bit of planning goes a long way to easing the chaos. I'm usually, lately we've only been feeding 2 people, so suddenly feeding 7, it brings on a different tone. But we'll have a good time. And we'll have, because all these tasks are going to get done more quickly and with lots of helping hands, Mom won't be so stressed and tired, and Mom won't still be working in the kitchen while everyone else sits down and relaxes, and then we'll be able to get to our games, our board games and our video games and stuff a little more quickly. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I'll see you next time.